Good evening, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are on the surface of this very planet. We welcome you once again to an explosive and exciting edition of our now thrice weekly presentation here on this very noble platform, this Radio Biafra, listened to unlike any other broadcaster nor media establishment out of Africa. We are across the entire 24 time zones of this very world. Everybody's listening from Japan to California, the west coast of the United States. People are listening from Iceland all the way to the Antarctica. In Australia, they are listening. In South America, they are listening. Across Asia, they are listening. Because we are unstoppable. What we preach here is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. If you have joined us, you are immensely blessed. If you have joined us and you are brave enough to be listening, then know that you are one of those with a very strong constitution. Not the weaker ones, not those who snivel, those who go about gossiping, those who are eaten and driven by greed, envy, and jealousy. We have come here that darkness may flee and light will take its rightful position. And that light is what we represent. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, because across the surface of this very earth, right now, this very second, with the time standing at precisely 6 minutes past 7 p.m. in the blessed and the glorious land of Biafra, the whole world is listening. People have come that they may partake and participate in this very gospel of the restoration of the kingdom of heaven upon the face of this very earth. As I welcome you, I will encourage you to welcome other people. I know they will try all they can this evening, as they have always done. In fact, as they warned me that they will suppress the audience of my page, that they will continue to frustrate every effort I try to make, broadcasting live from my page, they have warned me repeatedly. But as I have said to them, and as I will continue to say to them, I will ceaselessly preach the gospel that heaven has given me to preach. And that is the gospel of truth. That gospel will lead the children of the Most High God out of the darkness that is the damnable zoological republic into the light and the promise of hope that is Biafra. That is why this evening, as always, we will preach this very gospel uncompromisingly. If you fail to understand us after listening to this broadcast this evening, then you know there is something definitely wrong with your brain cells. It needs resetting. But I do hope and pray that those of you who are brave enough, because only the brave can listen to what we preach here, those of you who are brave enough to have joined us, those of you who are not deterred by all the shenanigans that Facebook is obviously unleashing on my page, those of you who are strong enough to listen and to absorb this undiluted truth, I welcome you wholeheartedly, and it is my pleasure to always serve you up until Biafra restoration and beyond. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very world that we inhabit. We are in over 100 countries and counting, because this is a mass movement that is unprecedented in the history of freedom fighting. That is why till this very day, we remain the largest movement fighting for an independent homeland anywhere on this planet Earth. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, the very indomitable IPOB, the one and only IPOB, an unstoppable machine, unstoppable, as we steamroll our enemies towards that one destination, which is Biafra freedom. I am the director of Radio Biafra. I am the director of Biafra Television, but above all, and by the very special grace of the Most High, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra, I welcome you. You can listen to us via satellite. If you have My TV, you can get Radio Biafra Television and Radio Biafra on your My TV decoder. If you have My TV, you can be listening to me live via your television. We are on FM across Biafra land, and we are working to make sure we achieve 100% coverage across the entire length and breadth of Biafra land. We are on Radio Biafra app. A lot of you prefer to listen via app, and I know that some conscientious people are streaming this very broadcast live also on YouTube, on multiple channels. If you want to listen to us, you can. Those of you who have the reason why I have continued to stream and broadcast via my page is to tell the Yoruba people working for Facebook that we are unstoppable. You cannot stop me. No matter what you do, I will stream it. If you like, crack it. We have evidence that anytime I'm preaching, they crack my voice, they distort it, and when that fails, they cut me off. I will keep streaming on my page. There is nothing you can do about it. I am waiting for you to stop me so I can take you to court in America. I won't take you to court in the zoo or in the UK. I will take you to court in America, where you people are in a lot of mess at the moment because you have been tampering with good people. That is why this evening we are going to preach this very gospel. But before we do so, we must pray to him. Somebody very kindly, through my younger brother, gave me something, a prayer point this evening, and I will pray this prayer. Maybe Chukwu Kikabiam has been waiting for me to pray this prayer before he will unleash even more damnation on the Zoological Republic. Our mission is very simple. For those of you who are listening, you may think our job is just to maybe get Biafra and move on. No. My job goes beyond that. The job I have been elected to do is to restore Biafra. That is number one, by the grace of Almighty God in heaven. And number two, to make sure that the name Nigeria doesn't exist. It won't exist. By the time we are done, Nigeria will no longer exist. When I speak, you write it down on a piece of paper. That's why I ask you to bring your pen and your paper with you. So anytime I make a prediction or a prophetic pronouncement behind this noble and sacred microphone, it must come to pass. That's why I ask you to bring your pen and your paper. So anything I say to you, you will note it down. You will write it down and make references in the future. Everything I say comes to pass. Everything I utter comes to pass. That is the only way that the Almighty in heaven can tell you that we are ordained to do this thing that we're doing. Nobody. There is no bishop, no prophet, no pastor, no reverend, nobody in the entire history of Africa has the same level of accuracy of prediction as I do have. No human being on the face of this earth, none whatsoever. I said none. That is why you find gossipers everywhere, but I must pray to the Most High. Without whom we won't be here today. Without Elohim, we cannot be here. And we must pray. Biafra will be found. Biafra is a godly nation. A godly nation. The only kingdom in the history of mankind where no man was the king. Chukwueze. The only kingdom. That was the history that Britain was hiding from you and I. That Biafra is a kingdom of God on this earth. No king, there was none. Israel asked for king, and they were given Saul. In Biafra land, there was none. It was a kingdom. Acknowledge that it was a kingdom. But they cannot see our king. Because our king, you cannot see him. You can see his spirit. Oh, I have to pray. I don't want to go into the spirit before I preach this gospel, because mere mortals cannot understand. They don't have the brain to understand what we preach. Biafra was a kingdom. When Yeshua prayed and said, "Let thy will be done on this very earth," he was referring to Biafra. That kingdom of God on this earth without a king. The chosen children of light that inhabit the center, the very center of this very earth. And unto the we give every glory and adoration, every exaltation. We come before thee this evening to present your truth to the whole world, that mankind may testify in time to come that it wasn't man that did it, that they had no strength of their own, they had no army, they had no weapons. All they had was the gospel of truth and of redemption. And behold, because their hearts and their minds were clean, because the Almighty found them unblemished, that was why they were blessed, and everything they asked for came to pass. That was why this same generation, this very IPOB shall endure, for flesh cannot be mortalized, but the truth of the Most High, who is timeless, who is ageless, shall prevail. And upon that very promise do we pray this evening. Because your words are yea and amen. People wonder, how come you loved David so much? Man couldn't understand that David knew how to ask thee for anything that he wants. There was nothing that David ever asked for that he didn't give to him. That same secret is what we have. That is what we present before thee, to the hearing of the entirety of humanity this very evening, morning, noon or night, depending on where you're listening from. That we make this proclamation that your words are yea and amen. Because you are God. Anything you say must come to pass. You are not man. Anytime, any word that you utter, documented by the sons of men, in the Torah, in the scriptures, must come to pass. Because your spirit, you are not man. You are not mortal. Every word you utter must come to pass. And on that very premise do we anchor this very agitation. Because we go back to your scriptures, to your unadulterated, untampered with scriptures. In the book of Jeremiah we pray, chapter 16, verse 14. That is our prayer this very evening from where I am. You said, for you are Lord, you are God, you are the beginning and the end. There is nothing you created which can be equated nor used as an adjective to describe thee. You are bigger than all that man can ever imagine that you are. Only you is the beginning of time itself. That is why the ancients call you the Ancient of Days. The Ancients of the Ancients. For that is who you are. The I am that I am. And these are your words because you are God. You said that a time is coming. According to the prophet Jeremiah, you said that a time is coming, and that time is now, this 2020. You said the time is coming when people will no longer swear by me as the living God who brought the house of Israel out of bondage in Egypt. These are your words because you're God. You said a time shall come when people will no longer swear that this God of Moses that led the God of Moshe, that led the Israelites out of the bondage and suffering in Egypt. Instead, these are your words, O Heavenly Father, with every reverence, humility, and submission. You said, instead they will swear by me as the living God, because you are living, everlasting, eternal, who brought his people out of the northern lands, out of the bondage from the north, for we inhabit the south. We are from the southeast. Oh, Heavenly Father, you said, no longer will we remember you as the God of miracles that brought Israelites out of Egypt. We shall know thee as the God that delivered his children from the criminals and darkness from the north. These are your words. And you were talking about Biafra. We are now going to swear by thy name and say, this God of Biafra that led his children out of the iniquitous existence which Britain fabricated for your children. And you said we are going to return from where you scattered us, from where they are killing us in Indonesia, from where they are killing us in Malaysia, from where we have been imprisoned in Brazil, from all the places we are suffering, all the places where we are being humiliated at the moment. You said, I will bring you back to your own country, to the land that I gave your ancestors, because I am God and I have spoken. And who is man to say no to the word of God? Upon this we anchor all that we do. We have no strength of our own. Upon your promise that came forth from the mouth of the prophet Jeremiah 16:14, you said, I will deliver you from the bondage from the north. The world will no longer say, this God of Moshe that led the Israelites out of Egypt. They will say, the God of Biafra that delivered them from the forces of darkness from the north. You were very specific. You said from the north. And you are God, and may your name be blessed forever and ever. He said, oh, when heaven gives me message and I give to the living. That is what I do. That is why we are unstoppable. That is why to us, jealousy, gossipy people who are insignificant and inconsequential, all they do is to promote us. That is why I love it. Our names are now everywhere, on everybody's lips. Everywhere you go to, IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu, everywhere, around the whole world. Because we are unstoppable. If you have difficulties and issues with the gospel that we preach here, then you know you have a very serious problem. Because if you are an honest person, then believe you me, after tonight, if you see Nyanwodo and Ohaneze, you will stone them. If you see some of the governors, you will stone them. Anybody who comes up to say to you, I am an elder, respect me, you will stone that person after tonight. That's what we're going to do. We are going to let you understand, step by step, one after the other, to understand how involved these people are in what is happening to us. And they are shameless cowardice. Elohim sent me, not man. That's why I'm not afraid of any man. I'm not afraid of any man. Because heaven sent me to preach this very gospel. And that is why the zoo is vibrating. Right now, they're taking cover in Abuja. They are frightened, they're afraid. And I'm very glad that everybody is learning. Everybody is learning. You may not like the way we deliver the message, but all of you are seeking for visa to go to America that colonized you. Not even colony, that enslaved you for 250 years. Your sensibilities weren't offended. But you still look for visas to go to America. If they offer you a chance now to go to you, some of you are dying on your way to Europe, but you're concerned about insult than actually listening to the message. And you're struggling to go to Europe that killed millions upon millions of you. humiliated you, degraded you, shamed you, and are still shaming you. Oh no, you're not offended, oh. Because Nnamdi Kanu tells you to do offended. You're a madman, or mad woman, or mad boy, or mad girl. This evening I'm going to offend you even the more, so you can learn and reason. They say a clear conscience fears no accusation. If you're not daft and stupid, why should it bother you that I call some people daft and stupid? If you're not daft and stupid, have you been to my page before? My Facebook page? And have you seen the way they feed you? Like how they will feed hyena and leopard in the wild? And you say you're human beings? We are going to go to Anambra this evening. But first of all, we must begin. Bring out your pen and your paper. Bring it out wherever you've hidden them. Because this evening, we are going to delve into very difficult and complex matters that will require a modicum of common sense for you to unravel and make sense of it. Elohim is in heaven, presiding. Listen carefully. Why do we expose Ohaneze Ndioshin and Nwodo and his gang of thieves and traitors? As I'm speaking, I will speak very slowly, so you can note it down, you can jot it down, and make references later on. If I am wrong in my assertion, then you are justified to be as envious as you want to be, or you can gossip your life away. At least I can understand that. But if you after this very program, if you go back and see that everything I've just told you is correct, then you will come back and apologize to us. I'm going to tell you this evening the reason why we are harsh on these people. The reason why we speak the way we do, unapologetically. The reason why we insult those who are deserving of it. This evening, after this program, if you see Nwodo outside, you will stone, you yourself, you will stone him to death. Listen carefully, please. Your governors and some criminal elements who that live in Abuja and Lagos mostly, that don't know you don't know who their father is. Can you imagine in this age when there is no war, there is no strife, no hunger? We are Biafrans are relatively the richest ethnic group, the richest race you have across Africa. We are. Per capita, we are. Can you imagine that in this day and age, people are not even sure of the paternity of their children? Talk less of people that went through a war, a crushing war and famine. Can you imagine the number of illegitimate children born into Biafra with foreign blood? They are the ones you see online talking rubbish on video. And in this age now, there are the issues of children that the fathers no longer know where they came from. Talk less of when we're fighting a war. Famine, hunger, poverty, disease, pestilence, everything was there. That is why this evening we're exposing Ohaneze Ndioshin and all the saboteurs, criminal. I want to let you know they are fighting back because Gowon promised them if he had known that these people, they love money so much. Gowon said it. If I had known that Igbos love money so much, I wouldn't have gone to war. I would simply share money to them to fight each other. Is that not what he's doing now? So some of you cannot see. You are blind. You think if they give money to all these saboteurs, they'll come out and announce it. Oh, we are giving money to them. Oh, no. They gave money to them. They gave money to the media. Say, keep writing this junk. But do you know my happiness? Have you been on the ground? Go on the ground in Biafra land and insult IPOB. They will bury you alive. Or you insult them, they will bury you there and then. We are everywhere. We have taken over everywhere. Forget all the nonsense you see from idiots on social media. Sponsored by these criminals. Ohaneze Ndioshin, your governors, the criminal elements we have calling themselves politicians, and why they regard everything we say as an insult. Let me see if after tonight any sensible being will regard them as anything else but the treacherous fools that they are. They are treacherous. Some of you don't know what is going on. Those of you that have been following our broadcast since we started Radio Biafra in 2012. Forget the nonsense that hotel CEO is talking about. After building hotel, if you buy Dangote cement and you mold block and you build hotel, you're the CEO of hotel. Once in a while, you remember, IPOB is doing well, let me come and talk. So they will now be here. Chief Executive Officer of hotel and hostels. I want to let you know that I've been preaching this thing that you're about to hear now. These are prophecies that God gave me and said, speak to your people. I was talking to them very nicely, like a loving doctor and the priest mixed together. They never heard. They never listened. And after warning them for very many years, I went to the zoo in 2015. I was arrested. I came out. I went to them and I told them the same thing. And I said to them, God said I should tell you this, that this is going to happen. What did God say to me? I've been telling you about. They will rape your women. They will desecrate your mothers. They will take your daughters. And do you know what God said? And nobody will say anything. It's on my broadcast. Chibesi, well, I can find it. I said it, as I'm talking to you now, I said it live on air. I said that the Fulanis are coming. I said it, they are coming. Nobody can stop them, they are coming. I had this revelation and it's not I didn't tell them. I told the governors, I told Ohanese, I told anybody who was willing to listen. That what you're seeing today now with Fulani Janjaweed, I knew it and I said it many, many years ago. Which I'll never tire of reminding all of you. So if you want to know the reason why I speak to you the way I do is because of your foolishness. You were warned. You were warned many years. Every broadcast, I kept telling them, do you know what is spending me tonight? And why Nnyamwodo should be stoned. Anywhere you see him outside, stone him to death. Is the plight of this woman. And I hope we're going to get her in Anambra this evening. Do you know what happened to her? This is the woman. I want you to post this video, please. This is the woman that her daughter was abducted in their own home by the Fulani Janjaweed. And somebody will tell me in America, it's about resource. They are looking for water to give to their cattle. Can you believe such rubbish? All those compromised diplomats they have, compromised criminals they send, they call them ambassadors. They bribe them to twist the truth. This woman is a shining example of how dehumanized we have become as a race. People talk about black lives. You people are insane. This is where it is not about Black Lives Matter. This is a level of wickedness never before. If they said to you when we were growing up that a time will come in the land of Biafra that somebody an outsider can come, heaven knows, maybe from Mauritania, come to your village, knock on the door, and pick your daughter in front of you, leaving your grandchildren with you, will you believe it? And after seeing all these things, Modo said nothing. Obiano said nothing. None of these idiots running their useless thinking mouths said anything. And you want me to love you, to pet you. You will die a miserable death, all of you. You are evil. You are evil. You have so much you have so much pursued money, wealth. You have forgotten who you are. You have forgotten the essence of, you have forgotten how your mothers raised you. If money was everything, where we come from? How come when we were young, if you go out and bring in money that your parents didn't give you, they will beat the living daylight out of you? Why? If money is so important, why would your parents discipline you if they see you with the money they didn't give to you? Why? Ask yourself that question. All of you abandoned all of that nonsense. Say, my elder, you people are fools. You are there claiming your elder. Somebody came from Mali, all the way from Mali, traveled to Anambra, from Mali, from Mauritania, went into a home of an Igbo man, woke them up, and took their daughter and left the children of the woman. And we should cover our faces in shame because we have no shame. That is why we wake up in the morning and we're talking rubbish, because you have no shame. But I have shame. That's why I'm exposing all this nonsense. Post it. Let me see if you can hear from her what she explained happened to her daughter. Then you will shed tears. You will understand the venom, the amount of hatred. You will understand the amount of anger I have in me towards not you people think pattern dance was no, not pattern dance, no, not the pattern dance. This is even more worse. It's worse than pattern. People died, yes. And my parents died as a result, yes. These are the idiots that some spineless idiots are telling me, oh, please, take it easy. You're insulting them. God will punish you and insult you the more. Mad people everywhere. People are insane. Was I not talking to you gently for how many years? 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16. Did you listen? 17. From prison, I was telling you people this is what is going to happen. Now you're talking about insult. Insult and they are a useless set of idiots everywhere. Now listen to me carefully. Why anywhere you see any idiot, any bastard saying he or she is an elder, you have to do well or more. You should kill idiots, they're mad. Do you know what's happening in our land? Are you people aware of what is going on in our land? Are you even aware of what is happening? Are you sure you know? No, you don't. Because if you know, if you see them, you will strangle them. Let us hear this woman and her plight. Listen. What's her name? What happened? What happened? Speak up. Fulani came to her house. Beating them? Started shooting? Took my daughter away. Gave them all the money I had. They took my daughter and left my grandchildren with me. I have not seen my daughter till today. And I'm going to call the woman now to see if I can get hold of her. I'm telling you, an Apex group, the Apex thunder fire all of you and your Apex. You people are evil. And God will destroy all of you. Both those of you who are talking rubbish and the idiots in the media who are writing junk, God will destroy all of you. You don't know what Biafra means? You have forgotten where you come from. Do we look like any other useless, stupid race? Is that what you think? That you can get away with all this nonsense? Have you not seen how your land is? Have you not seen the mess they're in? You want to bring the same mess into the holy land of God. It can never work. Never work. I'm going to call the woman so you can hear from her. This was happening and you're telling me that, the police take it easy now. They try to take it easy. I am calling them to see if we can get hold of them this evening. That the world may hear your shame. All of you in the Zuzu talking rubbish, respect. Which useless, foolish elder is that? This is Radio Biafra. We are live. The world is listening. I am Nnamdi Kanu. Am I speaking to the woman that the daughter was abducted in front of her? Can you hear me? The person I'm calling on the phone, can you hear me? Oh my goodness, what sort of people are this? Can you hear me? Bring her to the phone. Bring her to the phone. I want her to raise her voice up. Raise her voice that the world may hear. Because everybody is listening. US government, they are listening. British, EU, everybody is listening. That the world may know what is going on in our land. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Who are these people with this woman? Why can't they hear me? I thought these are our media people. Can you hear me? I can't hear anything. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What sort of human beings are these? Can you hear me? I don't believe this. We are we're going to keep trying. Can you somebody pick up the phone from there and interpret for me? If she cannot speak, can't you talk? Huh?
Network is disturbing us here.
I can hear your voice. It's not any network. Speak to me. Is she there? Is the woman there? Hey, Zoo. I don't believe this. What sort of human beings are this? Can you hear me?
This is the girl in question.
It's you that I want to talk to. Can you hear me? You talking now? Can you hear me? You that is talking now. Can you hear me? Oh, goodness. When next they want to send people on this type of errand, you send people with common sense. I don't know where they got these people from. I don't know where they got them from. I will keep trying. I will play the woman's voice again so you can hear. I will keep trying until we get hold of her. I don't know the sort of people that they sent. Is a disgrace. The whole of Anambra, there is no media person with sense they can send to this woman. It's people who cannot listen very well that they send to her. What sort of people are this? What sort of people are this? I want the world to hear the voice of the woman that her daughter was taken. Unbelievable. I don't know this sort of human beings. I don't know. Let us continue. Let me play her voice again for you. And hopefully, of course, they will be able to pick up the phone. Hopefully, they will be able to pick up the phone. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me, for goodness sake? Can you hear me? Unbelievable. Hey. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely. They are not, the time the line connected to get somebody to interpret became a problem. I don't know. Let us play the woman's voice until they are ready. Or maybe she can record something and send to me. Perhaps. Listen. What's your name? What happened? Speak up! Oh my goodness. Flani came in and knocked down the door. She's injured. She's showing her hand now. Where they injured her, where they hit her. I am Melum. Aguleri from Aguleri. Yes. I have not seen my daughter. Chioma is missing. Chioma Augustine is missing. 22 years. A young girl of 22 abducted by Fulani terrorists and kidnappers and rapists in Anambra State. Took all the money, took this girl like Leah Shuaibu, whatever she's called, never to be seen again. It's over. And you're telling me to have respect for Hanese and for governors, work with them. Have you seen the handiwork? Have you all seen and heard what they have been doing in our place? Can you all see it now? Is anybody in doubt anymore? Is anybody in doubt as to how treacherous they are? Have you seen how evil they are? Oh, Hanese and your so-called governors, do you see how evil they are? And all these idiots with their file, Sabo everywhere, doing video messaging. Have you seen what they are doing to the distract you. As they are distracting you, talking rubbish. Oh, no respect for elders, this and that. You cannot get Biafra by cursing people. Meanwhile, their masters are busy abducting our children. Our daughter. They left the grandchild with the woman, took her daughter away. In the olden days, by now, believe you me, every Sabbath will be done in our land. But they are busy gossiping. Now the question is, have you heard from Obiano? This is happening in Nambra? No. How about Ohanese? No. What then is your job? Have you heard from the senator representing this woman? No. Okay, how about the House of Reps member? No. These are the idiots writing rubbish every day. We need to synergize. We need to strategize. And they are taking your daughters away from before your eyes. Before your eyes, they are taking your children away. Did it stop there? No, not at all. There's another one. Please post this video. There is another one. I want you to post this very video. To post this very video. Very, very critical, please. Very, very. I will even try and see if I can get them on a direct line. I must speak to these people today. I have to speak to them. I must speak to them to see if, because it is absolutely critical that I get them. That you hear the voice of this very woman. That you hear her voice. Because what is happening in our land is beyond abomination. Beyond abomination. Let me try and see if I can get them on a direct call. Because I was trying to get hold of them via WhatsApp. I'll call them direct to see if they will pick up the phone. Let's see if they will. Let us see. I want to see if they will pick up the phone. No, absolutely not. They cannot. I must try and interview this woman actually. I'll interview her live, maybe on Zoom or something. I think that's what I'm going to do. Maybe around Wednesday I'll do Zoom. I will show my face on Wednesday and I will interview her live on Zoom. We'll bring her somewhere where the network is better. Do you know what the problem is? In December, Anambra, they have kidnapped a girl in front of her mom, left her kids. So those kids will now be asking their grandma, grandma, where is mommy? Where is mommy? And then the grandma will tell the kids that Fulani came here and took your mother. Can you believe such rubbish? Honestly, we don't have any shame. If we have shame, believe nobody will come out. I say, I'm from Anambra. I'm an Igbo man. I'm a Biafran. Your shame won't allow you to. Your daughters have been and I said it many years ago. They will come. They will take our children. And there will be nobody to raise a finger. Where is Ohanese? Is to be writing useless press statements saying they are going to court. And you're telling me you need to respect them. Are you not an idiot? You ask, are you not a fool? Do you think IPOB we are as foolish as all of you are? Once you're in IPOB, you will see the light. You will appreciate truth, no matter how bitter it is. No matter how bitter it is. That's another video I wanted. I posted the pictures before. Listen carefully. Listen. Yes.
Jesus.
Don't mind it. It's just Anambra State is happening now. This is another one. Another one in Anambra. Fulani like Anambra.
This thing is happening at you.
Yes. Now they know. Do you understand it? In Uli in Anambra. A girl cut into pieces in Uli. Not the one they abducted though. No, that one is separate. The same Anambra. The same Anambra. And people are making mad. I have made money. I'm from Anambra. We have this album. That do you know that because of these two incidents alone, because we are no longer in the spirit, do you know because of these two incidents, do you know that because of that the wrath of God can descend on our land and destroy everybody? Where is the governor? Where's Willie Obiano? This is the man that called Operation Python Dance, killing of our people. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know which other language I can use so that people can appreciate the level of mess we are in. Some of you don't understand it. You people are like typical zoo animals. You don't reason. You don't know the mess you're in. That people can come to your land, take your daughters. Those that they cannot take, they butcher them, divide their bodies. They cut off the right leg, cut off the left leg, cut off the head, cut off the 2 arms. Oh my. And you're walking. Hey, God forbid. Because we have no shame. There is no shame. That one is another video. Post it on my page. I want the world to see it. So that when we are going crazy, we are going mad, we speak the way you do, so you can understand why. Because it is not your daughter who was abducted. Because it's not your child who is being butchered inside our farmlands in Uli. Because they're not yours. And because you feel nothing, those of you wild beasts in America, I wish American policemen can start killing all of you. The way they killed is it George Floyd? I wish I can say to American policemen, these are the people you should be killing. Not black Americans. These are the Africans in America. Go and kill them. They are evil. Because it's not your daughter that's being butchered in the farm. That is why you feel nothing. Do you see why I speak to you the way I do? Because you have no compassion, you have no empathy, you have no sympathy, you have no concern for the plight of other people. And therefore, I don't see you as a human being. You can never be before me. Never. That's why I speak to you the way I do. That is why. Please, there's another video. It's endless. Oh, this night is endless. So the world can see it. Because when you write to the British, it's a farmer-header clash. Farmers are looking for water to give to their cattle, and they clashed. Farmer-header clash, and you cut up a girl into 5-6 places. Farmer-header clash. Farmer-header clash, she went into a woman's house and took her daughter. Farmer-header clash. Do you see how people you call ambassadors, how satanic they are? Do you see what Trump is fighting in America? Some of you are so blind. You don't know what Trump is doing. Some of you are so blind. Trump is one man standing a whole horde of darkness. If you don't know, let me tell you. See what is happening. In that same zoo, Nigeria, the American ambassador is there. The British, they will preach how civilized they are, how you should be civilized. In broad daylight, you see foreign diplomats covering up for Miyetti Allah. Why? Because they have stuffed them with money. It's only in Nigeria that I knew that even diplomats, they take bribe. Only in Nigeria. That is why when they ask them, say, I don't want Nigeria to break. I don't want it to break. Oh, no, don't break Nigeria. Because they know what they are getting. That is why Fulani will go to somebody's home and kill the person. Go and sack a village. When the diplomat will be filing his or her report, she will say, there are a few slight incidents around that. And it's about water resources. A human being. A human being. Simple is only in the zoo, Nigeria, that I have seen that a diplomat can stand up and lie instantly. It's them. And as I told you, I was in America and I told them in the US. On Capitol Hill, I told them your diplomats are corrupt in Nigeria. The American ambassador is corrupt in Nigeria. The US ambassador is corrupt. Corruption in Nigeria. Corrupt. She is corrupt. The UK is the worst of them all. They are playing ping pong with your heads because you're blacks, niggers. You know nothing. Your brains are empty. That's why when they are playing with you, you don't know. But we do. We do. Please post that video. It's a Fulani attack. along Abuja Enugu Expressway. I just want to let the world understand. Only Enugu and Anambra only. I don't want to go too far. Post that video for the world to see. Post it. Let the world see. And then I will then come to Anambra. I will then come to Anambra to let you see the abomination that some people are defending. I don't know the type of God that made black people. I don't know. No conscience, no morality, nothing. Just pure evil. Evil, as their name is, darkness and absurdity. Nigeria, that's how they are. Darkness have taken over. Darkness have taken over in our land. I'm telling the truth. That men can no longer speak the truth. When they see this truth, they embellish it. Be nice. How can I be nice to you when you are the embodiment of evil? You see evil and you condone it. You want me to be nice to you? Are you insane? Are you insane? Let me play for you the governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano. I want to play for you what his response to all these killings. That was, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. As they are killing people now, he can no longer speak. How can people, you claim they are elite, they are learned, and they are governors. You know what they have done? They went to Anambra, they promised to Obiano VP slot, vice president. They went to Delta, they told Okowa, oh, it's your turn now, we know, VP. The same VP, 2023, not president, but vice. They went to Enugu. They said, oh, Ifeanyi, you are a good man. VP for you, VP. They went to Ebonyi. Hey, engineer, you're doing well. VP, you get the VP. Oh, we put you there. You are our boy. We put you there. So do the job for Hanese. We'll see if we can give you VP. The same one single position, they have promised everybody. VP. And now, it is now left for you to go and prove that you're worthy to be trusted with that position. And how are you going to do it? By giving our land to Fulani terrorists. So that when Fulani kills our people, you turn a blind eye. Let me play for you what Obiano said. He's been everywhere. But because we don't reason very, we are not analytical. Because let's be honest about it, had blacks been analytical, we would have gone to the moon by now. There will be running water, there will be good roads and good schools and good hospitals. That is a fact of life. Because the same university that the Prime Minister of Japan went to is where some of these morons went to. The same school. So how come all these places they are doing well, but not in the zoo? Because we are filled with evil. Until a black man acknowledges that there is a type of wickedness in him or her, there will be no progress. I'm being honest with you. Forget all this nonsense, there will be no progress. Because a black man is wicked. It's wickedness and evil. Or else, let us say a governor. It is called elite. The elite. The governors are not with them. They are not part of what they are doing. I want you to play what a governor opened his mouth to say. Your people, because he's been promised the vice presidential slot. Listen carefully, please.
Where they are.
Listen.
If you destroy any farm, we pay.
Yes.
And if you kill their cows, you pay.
If you kill Fulani cow, you pay. If Fulani destroy your crops, have you heard such rubbish before? From a governor of the state. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let's listen to him. Listen carefully.
Another community must pay them.
Yes.
If they destroy your farm, they will pay you. And it may happen. If for any reason somebody dies, it's a police matter, but if our people is killed, they will pay 500,000 naira. While the police continues the action.
Are you listening? If you go to Anambra now, you kill anybody in Anambra State as a Fulani man, all Mieti Allah has to pay is 500,000 on a life. I come from a culture that's, we name our children Wakeko. Do you know that when we are growing up, we were told that you cannot place any price on the life of anybody. You don't dare do it. It's a sacrilege. Here you have somebody who claims He's a son of the soil, a governor of a state, saying that if you kill a Biafran in the land that God gave to our ancestors, all you need to pay is $1,200 for a life. And you want me to respect him? Can you, asking us to respect, can you begin to see your own stupidness and stupidity? These are the people you want me to respect with my education. Somebody who reasons this way you want me to respect. Are you drunk? Let's listen to him. I'm doing this program this evening to shame all of you idle gossipers, to put you to shame that what we are doing is right. This is a governor who should be concerned about the welfare of his people. If you kill anybody, I can go to Anambra and kill somebody, and I'll wear my yetiala, and will learn how to speak Fufude, or maybe broken house. I can kill anybody. I can kill my enemy in Anambra now. I can kill them. I'll wear my yetiala, this thing. I'll use stick to carry, they used to drive cattle from place to place. And I'll pay you $1,200. And that's it. That's the end of you. You're gone. $1,200. And your own is finished. $1,200 per life in Anambra State. And you want me to respect them. And Hanez and Gatoro is there. Apex, the Apex group. When I look at those idiots, both the useless journalists that are that junk, I get irritated. Apex. Let us hear the Apex statement from Apex governor of Anambra State. Let's hear. Because even the Apex, they don't speak. Oh. Have you ever wondered why that they're killing people that Nyawodo cannot speak on it? Come out live and address the people. He can never do it. Because he came from a lineage of saboteurs. His father was a traitor. That was why Barclays Bank gave the family back all their money in their account when the war ended. What is a traitor? Anybody who doesn't know, you are either deceiving yourself or you're a criminal. You join them. It's a fact of life. Fact of life. They think because they have served the Fulani give them money, they think this IPOB will go serve Fulani. You are insane. We can't do that. You know we can do it. We are better than them 1 billion times over. We can never. You know that very well. You can go and serve them because you want money. You want to be the only cock crowing in your village. You want to understand his people now, do guy with it as we say where we come from. Me and Alhaji, we are friends. So in the olden days, if you say Alhaji is your friend, people will they will see you as a nobody. You are nothing. Listen to Obiano, governor of Anambra State.
If there are people in scale, we also pay 500,000 naira. And, so we have handled this very well. I need a helicopter every 2 weeks to fly around.
We fly around.
Whether there are gatherings of cows or anything. Then we send Emietiala, who is my staff. Emietiala is in the government of Anambra State.
Did you hear that? they officially the fourth most deadly terrorist group in the world. But I know that unofficially they're the number 2 now. Is part of the government of Anambra State. Not IPOB. Nobody has said IPOB killed anybody, none. No guns, no weapons. We are fighting to save these people. But he went and brought in, as part of the deal for the rigging of his re-election in 2017, he went and brought Mietiala, a band of killers, as part of his government. So there is no longer any secret in Anambra State government house, because everything, the caliphate will be getting it direct. You have to call him to meeting now. Is he not part of the inner sanctum in Anambra State government? Do you still want me to respect them? Oh, you still want me to respect the governors and the Hanese? Oh, I thought you said I should respect them before. Now, do you see why I don't respect them? A life is $1,200 in Anambra. He can kill 1,200 and you go scot-free. Mietiala is part of the government in Anambra State. And you want respect. Happy? Madness everywhere. Let me have a sip of water. Then we proceed. The question then is, the body parts of the young lady that was raped, tortured, dismembered, and scattered around the farmland in Uli. What did Ohaneze say? Because Ohaneze is meant to be for everybody. Ohaneze and Bonine across the 9 states. No, in fact, 11 states. What am I talking about again? We have, listen carefully please, I don't want to get it wrong. We have Igbo people that Ohaneze should be representing in Benue. We have Igbo people in Kogi. We have Igbo people in Cross River. We have Igbo people in Akwa Ibom. We have Igbo people in Rivers. We have Igbo people in the so-called Southeast states. We have Igbo people in Delta. We have Igbo people in Edo. Is that not correct? Have I missed anyone? Now you have Igbo people in 5 core Southeast states, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What is Edo? 12. Is that not it? 13. We have Igbo people in the 6 so-called South states. In every state, we also have Igbo people in Benue and in Kogi, plus the 5 shrunk southeastern states, making it how many states? 40. It's more or less is 11, 12, 13 states in total. Ohaneze should be speaking for all of them. Is that not correct? Now, somebody died in Anambra State, the same place, not died, was killed in Anambra State, the same place that Nyanwodo came to, and said, I countermand what Nnamdi Kanu said about election boycott. I said, let's boycott. They said, no, don't boycott. In 2017, that they will vote. He said, our governor will try and vote somebody in. They voted. The person you voted in is now telling you that your life is worth $1,200, and Fulani can come and kill and nothing will happen. As it has happened now. Did Ohaneze say anything about the woman that it is an abomination in our land? No, nobody said a word. Did the governor say anything? Nothing. And which state did it happen in? It's Anambra. Where are those responsible for this crime, heinous crime? They are working. In fact, as they are killing, they are being emboldened. The army barracks is there in Onitsha to protect them. Every police command is under instructions to provide help and support to the Janjaweed as they march down south. Why are the police and the Igbo prosecutors that will charge money from IPOB, they see you as IPOB, they lock you up? Just like that. Or they are ready to kill you, as they're doing in Delta State. They arrest you and they kill you. How about the Fulani that are doing the killing? No, they're being given police escort and police support. Why is Ohaneze silent? There are killings. In fact, they publish all the headlines in batches of 4 so the world can see. The mayhem in our land that some idiots are concerned. Is it insultive? Is it insultive or uncouth? They're speaking grammar. Or uncouth. Insultive language. Your daughters are being taken in front of your eyes. Which insult is greater than that one? Why are the police and the Igbo prosecutors more interested? Why was it that Ohaneze was more interested in the prosecution of IPOB, in the labeling of IPOB as a terrorist group, rather than arresting those who are killing, abducting, dismembering, and desecrating our land? Where is Pandef? All the killings in Akwa Ibom. Have they said any word? Because the Fulani, they know. The British taught them very well. The British experimented with warrant chiefs and it worked. That is the same template that Fulani is operating. They come, they intimidate, they blackmail you into allowing them to install whoever they like Opus or them in Imo. Install whichever idiots they like, who will now do their bidding. We go to the north, we go and develop Sabongeri, we build places, we live in the townships. They come to our land, in our forests. Hey! And we have intellectuals. We have professors in Abuja and professional petition writers. You sandal slippers snap out everywhere. They don't talk in their shirt. You see that with long sleeve. They button it. You see red, blue, and black pen on in the front pocket of the shirt. Professional petition writing rubbish in Abuja. No shame. They are from Anambra, some of them, but no shame, no shame. Talking rubbish. Your daughters are being abducted. Your daughters are being raped and cut into pieces. No shame whatsoever, none, to be writing junk. He insults people. I don't like the way he insults people. But, oh, you like the way Fulani abduct your daughters? And you went to school. Oh? We need to chronicle this. Look at the woman that the daughter was abducted. Did the village vigilante do anything? No, they're waiting for IPOB. They say, don't give anything to IPOB. Please, channel it to the village vigilante. But the vigilante was there in Uli, where the girl was butchered. Did they do anything? No. Vigilante was in Ayamalum. Did they do anything as the girl was being abducted? No. Because some of you don't know that your so-called vigilante is under the, should I say, the supervision of the community PG, President General, who in turn is an agent of, is a land agent for Mietiala. So any money you give, any support you give to local vigilante in your village, hoping it will go towards protecting your village, is going towards doing the bidding of Mietiala, the fourth most deadly terrorist group in the world. Now, after that, you want me to respect you? After exhibiting such stupidity, you think I will respect you? I think you're drunk. You are not drunk. You are very, very drunk. Look at the woman whose daughter was abducted. Did the village vigilante do anything? No. This was exactly the nonsense we did when the British came, why we couldn't defend our land, and our land fell to the British. Arajuku collapsed in 1904 because the resistance was not organized properly. Everybody, I'm autonomous. Let me do my own in my village. And as they overran one village, clan after clan, community after community, they were going until they took all of us. And our land fell to them. The same rubbish that these pseudo-intellectuals are now trying to recreate in our time. The same old garbage. The same old nonsense. Go to your village and defend yourselves in your village with what? The people invading you, they are organized. They planned this thing for nearly 50 years. They have over $30 billion US to back them up. They have the army, they have the police, they have the air force, they have everything. They have Yoruba cowardice to count upon. You have nothing. I say go to your village and organize vigilante. Look, these are intellectuals. If this is intellectualism, God for, I don't want such rubbish. Intellectuals. Writing rubbish. Listen very carefully. There was no organized resistance. You know, people in the zoo, they don't know any history. Look at Japan. Ask yourself, why was it that the Japanese resisted the Dutch when they came? Because Japan had, of course, the seat of chrysanthemum is very old. They're organized. They have an army. Organized, waiting. So that when the Dutch came, they told them to please piece off. And the Dutch left. Because the Dutch came to say, oh, we have guns with us. And the Japanese army showed them guns. They ran away. That's why nobody conquered Japan or colonized them. They took the rest. A bit of Hong Kong was taken. Macau was taken. Which part of mainland China, you know? Oh, Singapore was taken. Malaysia, everywhere. They ravaged everywhere. They came to Japan. Japan said, no, that thing you have, we have it as well. Oh. And everybody respected themselves and went their separate ways. Now, do you understand? So when you claim you are a pseudo-intellectual writing rubbish, go to your village and build resistance. How can your village resist one platoon of Mietiala? How? With the support of the police and the army. How, I'm asking you? Can you defeat them? How then can I have respect for such people? Look at the newspaper headlines from it's on my page now. Look at the newspaper headlines from 2016 till now. Look at it very carefully. What does it tell you? What does it tell you? That Waldo and your Igbo governors, Pandef, all these idiots, oh, we are elders, we are the elite, we are politicians. They saw what was happening, but failed to deal decisively with it. And when IPOB came, that had the solution to all these problems, what did they do? They quickly, the way they ganged up, the level of cooperation, the level of understanding among these vermin, these are demons, I'm telling you. The way they organized themselves very quickly to remove the only people that brought them hope, to now pave the way for the Janjaweed to come in with their army to kill us. That's why our daughters are being stolen. That's why our daughters are being abducted, being killed, butchered in broad daylight. You know, do you know why they don't want to talk about it? It's because they are ashamed of themselves. If they said, people remind them, oh, but IPOB came to do this, and you said no. You betrayed them. That's why they cannot speak. And are these the people you want us to respect now? Do you still want us to respect them? Do you want us to respect them? People are dancing Ofala. And I said to association in America, in Houston, in Chicago, they are dancing Ofala in another man's land. Doing Ofala, Neriji, they are eating New Year festival. Your daughters are being taken in the village. Can't you see it? How? Tell me if you deserve respect. No, you accusing us of being insultive. Now, after what you have heard, do you think you deserve to be respected? You're dancing Ofala in another man's land, building Igbo village in Virginia with red with mud, doing drinking Hennessy and dancing Ofala. Your daughters are being taken in the village by the Fulani. Your governors are Fulani stooges. Your so-called Ohanese these are a band of traitors from time. Not them, not Wodo. His father was a traitor during the war. Ask him now, he will tell you. They were a traitor during the war. Not him. Ask him, if your father hadn't been a traitor, why would they give your family back the money they had in Barclays Bank? Every family got 20 pounds after the war, regardless of how much you had as deposit before the war. How come, Wodo, your family, they got all their money back? Because your father was a traitor. And so are you right now. Don't you know that? And we will say, oh, maybe we can go to the West. Maybe they're learned, Yorubas, they read very well, they are learned, they can help. If you go there, it's even worse. You think what is happening to us is bad? Yoruba is worse than what is happening to us. And every day you keep praying, maybe there are some serious people that can emerge from Yoruba land. Serious, honest people that you can work with. And you keep looking around, there is nobody. You keep looking and searching. Are there no people there? Talks about what is going on. Who can do something? No, there's nobody. I just hope that the young man continues to do his work and remains very strong. I posted this on my page earlier. I don't know how far I got, they are trying to stop us. At least now, that history is very good. When I said, they said, oh, you hate Yoruba, why are you saying this? I said, no, truth is constant. It never changes. It doesn't matter how you deliver it. With a soft tone or with a harsh voice, it is still the same. It is the truth. Do you know that because of our expose on the issue of Ilorin, how Yoruba lost Ilorin, today they come out and they say it openly, and I respect that. Kwara has been part of the North since they conquered it. They are now coming out and telling the Yoruba, we conquered your land. The Magaji Nta of Ilorin. Openly. It's no longer hidden. And I say to Yoruba-Iraks, why do you waste your time on Biafra? When your land was taken from you, you've not fought to retrieve your land from the Fulanis in Ilorin. Your land has been ravaged by these people. Why are you bothered about exactly the mentality of Ohaneze and Diaran and Doshi and the governors? They never fought the Fulani. The only people they had energy to fight was IPOB. The same thing with Yoruba Irans. The only people they have the energy to fight are the people fighting to be free. Not the oppressor, not the terrorist from the north. Oh, no. Do you see why I say that black people are foolish? Do you see how their brain works? Can you now say it? Now, instead of Yoruba to come and say to Biafrans, no, not Yoruba, I'm sorry, Oduduwa, come and say to Biafrans, let's join and resist these people from the north. They won't do it. Instead, the Muslims amongst them will be antagonizing Biafrans. That is the brain of a black man, and that is what I attack all the time. That stupidity, that part of the brain of a black man that is filled with ignorance, filled with envy, filled with jealousy. That is what I attack all the time. And we are destroying it. That is why they can now publish it, that Yoruba land was conquered. It's there now, it's in the open. How can you be, instead of you to fight, to take back your land, you're busy fighting those who are looking for what you ought to be looking for as well. What you should be looking for is what we are fighting for. But you cannot fight the oppressor. It's a Biafra that you're fighting. You're fighting IPOB. Writing rubbish. As always. Instead of people to work together to say, let us stop our oppressors. You are busy making their job a lot more easier. Why wouldn't they come into our land and take it? All your governors are in their pockets. Ohaneze, they created Ohaneze. Who will defend you? Who am asking you? If not IPOB. Who can do it? If I give the order today to march, he will march. Who else can do it? Nobody. He still comes to this one, writing rubbish. Hey, he's uncut language. He insulted. He insulted. Rubbish. Pure nonsense. And there are mad lunatics everywhere. It will get to their doors until it gets, as somebody wrote, until it gets to their doors, they will never ever lift a finger. For now, they keep acting blind. They don't know what is happening. They keep pretending as if they are dumb. They are foolish. Of course, Facebook is helping them, attacking my page, making my voice to crack. But in other places, so it's very clear. But on my page, my voice is cracking. We know all their tricks. You know, if you're not strong in this thing, in this effort we're making to free ourselves, you won't understand. You become demoralized very easily. Maybe when you write something, you're used to getting 10,000 reactions. All of a sudden, it is now only 100. And because the Yoruba that works for the Alamajiri inside Facebook, as they do with BBC, you know, it's Alamajiri that's running. BBC was being run by Fulani people. You don't know that? You can't ask any BBC Igbo correspondent, ask the person, who is your guy? Who is your master? They will tell you he's a Fulani man. Ask now. There's something with Facebook. They get Yorubas to be doing their dirty jobs for them. So anytime you're used to getting 1,000 reactions, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, you wake up one morning, you're now only getting 500 or maybe 40. They want you to give up. They want to serve two purposes. One is to say that you no longer have large following. That's number one. So people of very fickle mind will say, oh, I used to come here. It used to be about, say, 5, 6, 7,000 reactions. Now it's only 100. Maybe what he's saying is no longer popular. No, it's not that. The people who are resetting the algorithms are doing it to make you feel that what that person is saying is no longer important. Because they know you're a black man. That is how your mind works. Not knowing that even if they reduce your reactions or people following you, you must continue. Because you are reading it, you must continue to write what you're writing. That is the meaning of resilience. That is the meaning of you don't give up. You just don't. You continue. Because you are on the path of the truth. You can never ever fail. You will only fail when you're building everything on falsehood. 1 or 2 interrogations and you collapse. Now you understand what I'm trying to do. So anytime you go to my page and you hear crackling, is because they want you to leave. And once you abandon my page and go somewhere else to listen, they will be saying, hey, can't you see? We have reduced the number of listeners on his page. Can't you see? That is how the brain of a black African man works. He is always in reverse. That was why they painted the devil black. Not for no good reason. I'm being honest with you. By the time they realize what has happened to them, those you are calling your elders, it's too late. You are gone. You are taken. You are there waiting for somebody to respect you, and they'll come and take your daughter. Keep waiting for respect now. So the fool, when they come to take your daughter, is that out of respect or love? I don't know. Freedom, as somebody wrote, Sonny Ojuku, I saw this quote. You know me, I don't plagiarize. Once I copy something from somebody, I give the person credit. Sonny Ojuku wrote movingly, because as I told you, I read every comment on my page. I do. I copied it from my page. He said, freedom starts as a state of mind. For you to be free, that is one thing with Yoruba. Yoruba have not been able to convince themselves in their brains that they need freedom. What Yoruba is doing is a kind of an elevated form of resource control. Whereas some misguided criminal elements in the southern part of Biafra in our coastal region are looking for resource control, which is the most stupid thing anybody can ask for anywhere. In Yoruba land, they are looking for political control, not freedom. Yoruba wants political control, not freedom. So there's a difference. What we are fighting for in IPOB is for freedom. And that freedom contains everything. Economic freedom, political freedom, social freedom, cultural freedom. Everything is contained. But what they have done in the West is to cherry pick. All they want is political freedom. Because as I've said many times, the only thing that matters to an average Yoruba man is how can I be on top of an Igbo man. That is his highest achievement in life. Not how can I be on top of a Fulani man. No, never, never, ever. Once he can connive with a Fulani man to put an Igbo man down, his life is made. And I'm telling them tonight, you must change that way of thinking. I don't hate anybody. My aunt, Dawe, when we were growing up, I have a cousin. I said I have Yoruba cousins you don't understand. Ayo Dele is my cousin. Dawe is my aunt, blood aunt. She gave birth to Ayo Dele. We used to play as kids when we were younger. So when I tell about I have Yoruba, I'm not just saying it, I have it. Dawe may her soul rest in peace. Very beautiful lady. Married to a Yoruba man. Gave birth to my cousin, Ayo Dele. That's his name. We used to play in Isiama Farubu, in the village, when we were young. They used to live in Kaduna. If you don't know, let me tell you. I cannot hate anybody. We speak the way we do, so you can change and become a better person. So you can reason. Because if not, if you don't have freedom as a state of your being or a state of your mind, you will allow mental slavery to come in. And once mental slavery is not conquered, freedom can never be attained. That is why we do what we do. Now it's clearer, isn't it? Thanks to a very intelligent man, Sonny Chuku, very, very brilliant. Very, very brilliant. And why do we say what we say and do what we do? When we said to you before that resource control, fighting for resource control is stupidity, some people didn't understand it. You have to go and look for freedom. Number one is freedom for all. Now, Pandev, a group of saboteurs, traitors, that's what they do, Fulani. Traitors everywhere. The only place they didn't manage to plant traitors was in Afenifere, in Yoruba land. I give them credit for that. I give Afenifere credit for that. Afenifere never allowed them. That was why they killed Fashoranti's daughter. Yoruba never allowed Fulani to control their apex political gathering. Afenifere, never. Unlike you have, what you have in Pandev and in Ohanese, Afenifere never allowed it to happen. Do you know what is happening in Pandev now? They have gone to court. I came on air the other day and we destroyed the whole court rubbish. Now they are saying to Buhari, to when we say Buhari, it means the mask wearer, Aisha's boyfriend. Everybody knows there is no Buhari. Only an idiot does. Everybody knows there is no Buhari. They know it. It's that of, a black man is a coward. Not only do we suffer from intellectual cowardice because we don't interrogate things very well, mentally, physically we're also cowards. Black people are cowards. That was, if blacks are not cowards, how come, when I said that, I say he's insulting people. I'm giving you historical facts. How come only 5,000 British men conquered all of you English-speaking Africans? There are only 5,000 of them that came. The initial band was let me tell you one history. The initial band was only 200 men. Lugard was recalled from Hong Kong to come and lead this expedition to stop the eastward expansion of French colony. France had taken Dahomey. So the brief that the colonial office gave to Lugard was to stop the advancement of the French. And where the French stopped was in Dahomey, in Badagry, more or less. In fact, Badagry was under the control of the French. It was Lugard that went and forged new treaties, went back and bribed the village heads in Badagry, Yoruba land Badagry, to sign their new treaty, to abandon the French. So that when they now went for the partitioning of 1887 in Berlin, Britain now brought out their papers from Badagry to say the Badagry chiefs, they signed with us. It's our territory. That's how the partitioning came about. So you don't know. A few Europeans came to Africa and conquered all of you, enslaved you, put you in chains, and took you to the Americas, to the Caribbean, to all over the world as animals, as farm animals. And you want me to respect you? You must be dreaming. You must be dreaming. Pandit is now, after destroying their whole rubbish about court case, you know what they're now doing? We will embarrass you before the national community. Pandit tells Buhari. These are the people that said an Igbo man is their problem during the war. These are the people that sold out. It was Edwin Clark who was a traitor, an arch-traitor, that fought Biafra. Shamefully now. Shamefully. He's now, I will embarrass you before the national community. What do you think IPB has been doing all this while? You want to embarrass them? This is how traitors speak, saboteurs. See? After a while, Jesus. That's the saying, it's not mine, it's an adage. You know, when I don't want to go into too much details, but let's leave it there. Oh, Jesus. I was there at Jesus. I was there at Jesus. So, Bible. You see them quoting the Bible anyhow. There's something is not happening to this man. Edwin Clark was a traitor, an arch-traitor, like Woodrow. The arch-conqueror traitor during the war, as Ken Sariwa was. Look at them today. They are now begging. They never learn. The thing about traitors is that they never learn. You know, once you have taken money, blood money, betrayed your people, you no longer know where to go to. You cannot go to your handlers in the north and tell them, I'm not doing anymore. You cannot come back to your people and say, oh, I'm going to defend you now. You can't. You are compromised. That is the meaning of the word compromise. You have been compromised. Pandev will embarrass you before the national committee. They are now begging. They know the court case is zero. Adjournment after adjournment. Now they have come to their senses. All they need to do is one thing, to say, we are all one people. IPOB is everywhere. We are restructuring our DOS. By the time we announce the new DOS, all of them will... Do I look like somebody who is not consulting people? You know, sometimes some idiots will say, oh, but you can't do it alone. And I'm thinking, do you know how many we are in our DOS? How can I do it alone? How is that possible? So you don't hear about coordinators all over the world. So in all these over 100 countries that we are in, are there no human beings? So it's only when we take you that we are now not doing it alone. Can you believe how stupid some people are? You can't do it alone. Every time I hear, Nnamdi Kanu cannot do it alone. Hey! So you've not heard about our DOS? You have not heard about them before? And our coordinators? Are they not human beings? How many you that want to come and let's work together? How many are you people, sir? You are not up to one unit. You are not up to one unit. One unit in Oron. I said in Oron. Oh, you people making noise. He doesn't want to carry everybody along. How many are you want me to carry? Are you up to 10? Are you up to 50? I said all of you, you and your group, you are not up to one IPOB unit in Oron or in Eket. Not up to one unit. I didn't say a zone. I said one unit. Instead of you to come on, to beg to join, you're busy talking rubbish, thinking that gossiping. You know me. As I love trouble, and you know that. All these things now, all this nonsense, he does it. And you know I love it. Before God and man, I'm comfortable. I love people say, hey, those of you that hate Nnamdi, I love it. I love it. It's very good. Can't you see we're everywhere? The best carrier of news are gossipers and those who are jealous. They will do free publicity for you. Let me tell you how powerful we are. Unless you mention Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB, nobody will read what you're writing. That's how powerful we are. When I say, they say, oh, he's arrogant. Why won't I be arrogant? I'm learned. I am more learned than you are. I have more wisdom than you. From now till the kingdom come. If you claim you're intelligent, every Friday I will host a live program. I will give you my Skype login details. You will come, we'll host the program together. It's open. Just say he's arrogant. Why won't I be? I'm learned. I read in London, so in the UK. Why shouldn't I be? I'm more intelligent than 1 billion times over. I'm taking money here. So why won't I be? Why won't I be? We are not in the same league. I can never be. Now and forevermore, we can never be in the same league. Nobody. If you claim you are educated in Nigeria in the zoo, if you claim you're a professor, you are intelligent, I challenge you. I'm giving you 1 week's notice. On Friday, come live on air. I said we'll host it together, and not you be talking and I'll be no. You and I will host it together, and I will destroy you. Oh, go. You think that gossiping can help you come into IPOB? You are dreaming. Keep gossiping. As I said, you are doing what is called free publicity for us, because with black people, the only way they can take a news seriously is if it either comes through music, comedy, or gossip. That is how, I don't know who made that black people that way. That's how we are. As black people, that is how we are. If you want us to take something seriously, you put it in music, not in a book, oh no, never. In music, in comedy, or as gossip. Hey, you've gotten us now. So they're doing a very good job for us. Please, whenever you hear somebody doing their videos or talking rubbish, allow them, please. They are doing a very important job for us. Allow them. Because right now, if they write anything on their own, nobody will read it. They need to talk about Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. Then people will read. Do you know what that means? Do you see why you shouldn't be upset with them? If they say anything on their own, nobody will talk to them. They need to mention us before they can be taken seriously. Do you know what that thing means? That means we have power over them. We give them relevance. We have a stranglehold over them. Pandev is begging. We have now vowed not to engage the government of President Muhammadu Buhari, that is the Mas Kimiara, in any negotiation concerning development of the oil-bearing region. Oil-bearing region. You know, when people make a fool of themselves, you know, I feel ashamed on their behalf. Very shameful. Very, very, I feel ashamed on their behalf. Very, very shameful indeed. But we must continue. We are live and direct. The time now is approximately 22 minutes. 22 minutes to 9 p.m. in the evening in the glorious land of Biafra. We are dissecting the zoo. Dissection. We are dissecting the zoo. It's not just Pandevil. Obasanjo has spoken. And I you know what, I don't know if Twitter has joined them all. I tweeted something about, this is the only, when I tweet, I get retweets of 5,000 people retweeting, 4,000, 3,000 likes the same. I tweeted something yesterday very important. And till now it's only 1,100 retweets. The likes is only 743. Do you know why? Because I attached everybody here. I want to show you something. If you go to, I don't know if anybody can post it on my wall, or maybe go to my Twitter account at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, please. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. 155,000 followers, please. Here, there, I tagged the State Department in America, Secretary of State Pompeo. I tagged Donald Trump, the president. I tagged the UN, UK Parliament. I tagged the EU. I also tagged UK, which is the High Commissioner for United Kingdom in Abuja. I tagged number 10 Downing Street. I even tagged Boris Johnson himself. I tagged African Union. I tagged John Campbell, the former US ambassador to the zoo. Do you know what I said to them? That an ex-president has spoken. And what did he say? That no Nigerian state is safe anymore. Nowhere is secure again. This is from a former president. So all those saying it is farmer-header clash, Obasanjo is now saying it is not. That the Fulanis are here to kill and to take over people's land. Obasanjo said it. And I asked all these people that I mentioned now. I said to them that an ex-president has now spoken. What are you waiting for? Or are you waiting for the bloodbath to start before you take action? And they hid it. Nobody could see it. Even Twitter, they suppressed it. Can you see? What Obasanjo said, that now no part of the country can claim to be safe from the menace and insecurity caused by terrorists and armed robbers. Who are the terrorists in Nigeria? Fulani. Who are the armed robbers going about with AK-47 or Fulani? When I say it, they say it's hate. That thing people are afraid of saying, that's what we say in IPOB. That's why God loves us. Formidable to the core. Obasanjo is saying it. I now told the whole world, this is no longer from Nnamdi Kanu, not from IPOB, not from Biafran agitators, no. This is from somebody who fought Biafra. From somebody whose race have dedicated themselves to the hatred of Biafran people. Obasanjo, they hate us, pure natural hatred. Let's not kid ourselves. Until they change, I'll keep saying what I'm saying. Until Yorubas come out to change, I'll keep saying it. The Yoruba man's priority in life is how to put an Igbo man down. Then after that, another thing can come. They say he's burning his bridge. Why won't I, if the bridge is not strong, why would I blow it up? I don't believe in friendship. I have no friend, I have no enemy. If you love Biafra, I will love you. Any day you hate Biafra, I will despise where you stepped on. I will despise you. I'm not doing anything with stupid friend. What's useless friendship? What stupid friendship is that am I looking for? I'm asking you. What friendship do I want from you? Friendship based on lies and deception. I don't want it. Yoruba must come clean. Through the front door, they must come clean. To say from today, all our stupid anti-Biafra, anti-Igbo rhetoric has to stop. Because we are not your enemies. The Fulani Izad, they took your land from you. Ilorin was not taken by Igbo people. Ilorin is not a Biafran territory. Those that took Ilorin are those from the north. They are your real enemies. When I say you're from a zoo, you cannot understand. You're not fighting your real enemies. You're fighting those who are fighting for what you should be fighting for. And I believe that's very clear now, isn't it? That is why they don't like us. Because we speak the truth. You may not like it, but what I preach is the truth. The gospel truth. I don't care what Facebook does or what Twitter does, we must continue. Are you going to stop me from broadcasting on Radio Biafra app? Nobody can do that. Nobody can. Are you going to stop me, listeners, on tuning? No. Can you stop those on Simple Radio? No. Can you stop those on Garden Radio? No. Can you stop those on Sweet Radio? No, you cannot. You can't. Can you stop our satellites? You cannot stop it. Can you stop Biafra television? No, you cannot stop it. So why are you wasting your time? Thinking maybe if I suppress his broadcast, if I suppress his post, if I... Look at how they're shutting our accounts down. Biafrans, somebody will insult Biafra. As soon as we insult the person back, they close our own account, but that person's account will still be open. And you're telling me it's not Yoruba that is doing this. Who else is doing? Who else is in Facebook? Are you telling me that white Americans are in Facebook in Lagos? Facebook office in Lagos? Is that what you're telling me? Are you telling me? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That Facebook they now have whites in Facebook office in Lagos? Is that what you're telling me? That Yoruba people now. Their job in life. I don't know if Satan programmed some of them. Satan working with them. Your job is, forget the person who is oppressing you from the north, that took a lot from you. You must hate an Igbo man. You must hate him. You must hate Biafra. You must, as if they sing it as a creed every morning. When they walk away, I must hate Biafra. I must hate Biafra. That is insanity, madness. And here we cure you. They're asking me to respect them. Asking me, how can I respect people who continue to display the worst form of idiocy and cowardice? How? All of you were there with all your professors, with all your think tank, with all your elite. You know where you use those useless words. Elite, intelligentsia. Where we are the intelligentsia? You in Abuja with your 3 pens, blue, black, and red, writing petition writer. Where were you? I'm going to read what somebody wrote. I didn't write this thing. It's not from me, please. I'm reading what somebody wrote. And I believe it's a zoo animal. A zoo creature. I call them zoo because they can't reason very well. If you reason like me, I'll call you something else. Right now, you don't reason very well. So you're a zoo animal to me. This is what somebody wrote. And I'll read very slowly so you understand it. The country witnessed a new law today. That was a few days ago. When Mr. President, because they don't know who is who, so it's better you call presidency or Mr. President. You don't know which of Aisha's boyfriend is going to take over. The country witnessed a new law today when Mr. President, for the first time since 1999, used the Federal Executive Council chamber for APC National Working Committee meeting. Since President Obasanjo, through President Yar'Adua and President Jonathan, no meeting of PDP National Working Committee ever took place in the Federal Executive Council chamber. The government is not an arm of a political party. Once a government is in place, it is for all Nigerians, of course, all Niger people, and its organs or properties must not be used for partisan purposes. That is the cardinal rule of governance anywhere in the world. And I'm asking you, you want me to respect you, to regard you, you are an elder, you are an infant, you are intellectual, you are elite. Where were you when a sitting government converted the Federal Executive Council chamber into a party political office for the swearing in of a party chairman? Since when, I'm asking you? You are an intellectual. Where is your intellectuality? You are an elder. Where are you eldering? Where were you as this abomination was taking place in Abuja? Where were you? That the chief law officer of the zoo is so damaged, so brain damaged, Malami, so brain damaged, that he went to go and swear in a party chairman, and you claim you're an intellectual in the zoo. I'm a Nigerian professor, I'm intellectual. Shameful. You want me to respect you? I think you're drunk. Any day you reason like a human being, I'll respect you. Any day. The same way I was telling Tinubu, here on Radio Biafra this year, I said it many times over. Tinubu, they will disgrace you. You know, I don't believe in, I saw a vision, and it's like it's Tinubu's face, but the hand is just like that of Rotimi. I'm not too sure. And the person was kicked out of APC. I'm not sure. No. That is not how I prophesy. I tell you what is going to happen. In plain English, I told you here live on air that Tinubu You're hitting your hand against a lorry carrying chippings. I'm telling you. I told you here live on air that you will be disgraced by the Fulani, because the Fulani Janjaweed, they are being advised by the British. They're not stupid. They know once the presidency leaves the north, it's over for them. They know that very well. It doesn't matter where he goes to. If he goes to Middle Belt, they are finished. If he goes to the west, it's finished. To the east, the same. They know it very clearly. So they have to hold on to it. I told Tinubu here, they will, I said it live, go to Oshomole, and they will disgrace you. If you serve them, you will come back in shame. That's what I told you. Has it not happened? Now they are writing, APC leader Bola Tinubu's presidential ambition crumbles. Did I not tell you before? You know, but they don't listen. They think that's, you know, I've told you before that being clever is not something as being intelligent or wise. Clever involves a little bit of cunning. You be doing cunning, thinking you are outsmarting people. No, you are not intelligent. There's only how far that your anti-Biafra, anti-Igbo sentiment can carry you. Fulanis are not foolish. They don't work with traitors. They eliminate them. And now, Tinubu being a traitor to his people, they have, of course, eliminated him. He's gone. He's gone. As I told him, he will be gone. Of course, he's gone. Look at all the bullion van, everything. Let him pray. They don't probe him. They might probe him as well. The Janjaweed are on the march. Not just in the zoo, but across the whole of West Africa. They are on the march. The Janjaweed, the Fulani Caliphate, they are on the march. It was the first. This thing we are suffering today, the death of that lady, our sister, Inuli, the one they cut into pieces. Everywhere that the Fulanis have sacked, every village they have burnt down, I blame the Hausas for it. The Hausa allowed them to come in. The Hausa people helped them to overthrow their own kings. The same way that they used, the same thing Ohanese and the governors did. Because the Janjaweed knew that IPOB Nnamdi Kanu was a problem. They knew it from the word go. They sent their MS to Enugu. They sent people to Enugu to be telling them, oh, you remember the conference in Enugu? Somebody should please look for it. Yeah, they had a banner. They called a poem, everybody, north and east, all one brother, one cattle, one cow, one goat in Enugu. Because they knew IPOB was formidable. When that failed, I was arrested. And of course, IPOB and the grace of Elohim, I came out. They went to Nyawood. They went to the governors. Hey, if you be vice, don't be there and allow Kanu to spot things for you. That one said, okay. They went to Abakaliki. Hey, engineer, you're there. And this boy, I'm over 50 years old, mind you, but they're calling me a boy. All the same, let's leave it at that. This boy is trying to ruin your chances of being the vice president. That one said, over my dead body. Will IPOB succeed? They promised Obiano. They promised everybody VP. Now everybody started hunting IPOB down. If Obiano kills 100 IPOB family members, Ibazo want to kill 200. Now the Fulanis were there in the north, saying to them, how many did you kill? Ibazo will say, oh, I killed 150. Obiano will say, oh, I killed 600. Can't you see I'm doing well? They say, okay, they now speak to Mahi. I said to Mahi, you're there, oh, you're keeping quiet, oh. Obiano has killed 600, oh. Ibazo has killed 200, and you've not killed any. What are you doing? And these are the people you want me to respect. They are in a competition. Let's see who will kill more IPOB family, who will arrest more, who will detain them more. That person will be the VP, Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. These are the people you want me to respect? That will kill their own flesh and blood, their own children, but yet protect and have people who are killing and abducting their daughters serve in their government. I will ask you again, are these people worthy of our respect? Say yes, and I will start respecting them. Now you understand. The Fulanis are everywhere. Do you know that they are in Burkina Faso? There's something they're doing, they're killing people in Burkina Faso. The only thing that saved West Africa was the election of Trump. Had Clinton got in, as they are killing us, BBC is floating Big Brother or playing one musical comedy to distract you, to take your mind away from the real issues. You people should go and pray for Trump to win, or else, you don't know what that man is fighting. You don't know. I'm not against the Democrats. I'm a multi-party I believe in democracy. I believe in it. I have nothing against the Democrats in America. Heaven knows I don't. Because some of them are very good men. But when it comes to the presidency and the preservation of the sanity of humanity, Trump should be there for the next 4 years. Forget all his antics, forget his madness. The same thing that they're saying to me. Forget his tweets and his write-ups. He has your interest at heart. If people are being honest. If people are being honest. If they're being honest. Now restructure or you risk everything collapsing in the zoo. And I want to ask Obasanjo that fought listen very carefully please. Obasanjo fought Biafra during the war. And people always get the issue of Biafra wrong. They always misunderstand our leader. Eternal leader. Leader for life. Leader for life. Biafra, immortal. Will immortalize him. You know, when you read your history textbooks, they'll tell you Ojukwu seceded. Ojukwu broke away. That's what they tell you. And you know, the British, they know I'm very smart. I'm very intelligent. They know that very well. I'm not promoting myself, but they know I am. I asked them a very simple question. I said to them, all of you are now saying, oh, IPOB, can you drop your agitation and accept one Nigeria and then you can restructure? And I asked them, the British government, what did Ojukwu negotiate with Gowon in Aburi? Was that on structuring or restructuring? They said it's restructuring. Then why did you advise Gowon not to go with it? And the discussion ended. You see, this is why they hate us. You know, they hate people. Oh my goodness. Maybe that's where the Yorubas inherited it from. They hate us, my God. Britain hates us. They despise us, I'm telling you. If Britain can snap their finger like this and every Igbo person will be dead, they will do it. I'm telling you the truth. There are good ones amongst them. After all, Karamonde is British. Very good lady. An angel, so to speak. She's a very nice lady. Conscientious. There are many like her. But the political class, they have what I call the Yoruba mentality. Yoruba doesn't need any incentive to hate and Igbo. Once you're born and you hear Omo Igbo, hatred kicks in immediately. Then there's hatred. For no reason. I want them to snap out of that mindset. I want Yoruba to come out of that evil mindset and be free and pursue their own freedom. And then they will see that we have so much in common. We have so much in common. Restructure now or risk Nigeria's collapse. Obasanjo tells Buhari again, tells Aisha's boyfriend, of course. We know Buhari, there's no Buhari there. Obasanjo fought a war. Ojukwu went and negotiated with Gowon. A settlement, a restructuring in Aburi. They came back. And Ojukwu asked Gowon, announce our deal now in Aburi. Gowon did not announce it. That was what caused the war. What caused the war was that Ojukwu said, forget about Biafra. This is the mistake liars always make. They never refer to history. And history never lies. Ojukwu came back and said to Gowon, Ojukwu did not declare Biafra because he wanted to. It was because Gowon, that praying mantis, Gowon, that mass murderer, was the one that reneged on the deal. He was advised by the British, the Europe, Awolowo, and Oba of Benin to reject the deal. And he did. The Fulanis told him what to do, and he did. The same thing Ojukwu fought for is what they are coming today to say, hey, we want to restructure now. We are now ready to restructure. But that was the same thing Ojukwu restructured in Abu. Ask them this question. Why didn't Aburi work? You see, all these so-called elite, all these fools, ask yourself this question. Rather than talking about restructuring every day, just concentrate on one question. Keep asking, go on every day. Why didn't you implement Aburi? If you believe in restructuring, why didn't you implement it? That will tell you the genesis of the war. If you just talk about Biafran war without going into Aburi, you will miss the point. What you need to do every day is you ask them, why wasn't Aburi implemented? Go on, did you agree? Yes. Did Ojukwu agree? Yes. Were there witnesses there? Yes. The Ghanaian president was there then and signed it. Why wasn't it implemented when he came back? Now you understand who caused the war and who didn't. Do you see how we reason? Do you see why we are so intelligent? This is how we reason. Rather than having a debate with a fool about you caused the war, we didn't cause it, it's a very simple thing. Did Ojukwu go to Aburi? Yes. Go on, did you go to Aburi? Yes. Was the deal reached? Yes. But by the way, where is the document? If you bring it out, you will say it is exactly what Afanifa is asking for now. Exactly what Pandev is asking for now. Exactly what Ohanese wants now. Then why did you go to war? And then let one of them come. You people should pray, and there should be prayer and fasting. I don't want to debate. I want to debate two people from the zoo. If you feel you are intelligent, next week Friday, the lines are up. Challenge me by writing, make it public. And then you will see what will happen to you. Now they've been lying to you all your lives. Ojukwu declared Biafra. Biafra seceded. Nobody told you that Ojukwu went to Aburi and agreed a confederation, a restructured Nigeria. It was British that said no. Because Britain doesn't want anything that will make, hey, no. Once no, Britain, no, never. For you to any measure, I'm not even surprised. Obasanjo is saying you must. Obasanjo, did you not close Iguacha seaport? Obasanjo, who stopped stockfish from coming into Aba? Obasanjo, who stopped Okreka second-hand clothing from coming into Aba? Obasanjo, who stopped Abreba people from selling textiles in Aba? The same Obasanjo, Yoruba man. You people are afraid of the truth. That is why your lives never improve. I will tell you the truth. I don't get Obasanjo now, but he's calling for restructuring when he was the one of the people that put the zoo in the mess he's in. If you don't know, let me tell you. We are live and direct. The time now is precisely a minute past 9 p.m. in Biafra land, and we shall be bringing the program to a close very, very shortly. And there are so many things that I want to talk about, but I couldn't possibly continue. I just want to leave you with the things that I've talked to you about today. The deaths are everywhere. Please, can you publish them? These are the pictures of dead people. Almost how many people shot dead? There's a tweet a few days ago. Federal SARS of Fulani killed 7 of the fellow policemen in Bayelsa State. And the Inspector General of Police of the zoo never uttered a word. Not one single word was said about that. Not one single word. So many things to say, so many things to cover. But we shall continue to do that on Wednesday. And I want to thank each and every one of you that listened to us this evening. I'm sure the whole nonsensical debate about insult on insult, you cannot understand why we do things the way we do them. And I will endeavor to bring this very lady along with me on Wednesday for the program. We couldn't connect her this evening. The lady that her daughter was taken and left with her grandchild, a 22-year-old girl, was taken by Fulani people. The reason why they took her is because we are in a place called One Nigeria, a Niger territory, a zoo. If Biafra were to be on its own, this family will have their daughter, and those children will have their mother with them. That is why we look for Biafra. That is why we do what we do. That is why we don't compromise. That is why we don't give an inch. That is why we know that every saboteur will fall. Every traitor will fall. And Biafra shall rise as intended by the Most High Elohim. I thank all of you very much for listening to us this very evening. And as always, this place is not just a cathedral, it's not a citadel. Here is where we worship. Because for a simple reason, that Biafra is a religion. To us, Biafra is a religion. And here on radio, Biafra is where we worship. Because the Most High Elohim is our God. We don't worship idol. I don't worship idol. Over my dead, never ever. And that's why Biafra will come in our time. For that simple thing, for keeping the first commandment of the Most High God, thou shalt not have any other God beside me, before me. That is why Biafra will come. And by the time we are gone, they will wish we had lived forever. I thank you all very much for listening. And I say what I say because I love you, not because I hate you. I want you to change. From me, from here, it is good evening.
Your Total Wine & More store is ready to serve you with our always low prices on an incredible 8,000 wines and 2,500 beers. Want it today? Try our same-day delivery or contactless curbside pickup at TotalWine.com. Whether you're grabbing your favorite beer or pouring a glass to enjoy an evening on the deck, Total Wine & More has you covered. Visit any of our 3...